Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Phoenix 1987-20 here to talk about the Nintendo Switch Pro rumors. So, we do know this. Nintendo is coming out with either a Pro or a Super Nintendo Switch, but an upgraded version. Do I think that we're going to see one this year at the holiday season right before Christmas? I doubt it. Nintendo's came out multiple times to say that they're not currently working on a new generation console because they do not see themselves as competitors with Microsoft and with Sony. That being said, we're going to get that out of the way. Do I think that they're going to have a new console coming out? I think they're going to make an announcement this year, probably around E3, for a 2022 release. That could be the Pro, that could be a whole new generation console. I know that popular demand is screaming that Nintendo needs 4K dock and that the output on the handheld would be 720. That they're looking at locking in 60 frames per second minimum, which is all fine and dandy. Now, when it comes to handheld mode, 720p would be more than enough. 1080p on the dock would be more than enough because not every Nintendo Switch person has a 4K TV. And 9 out of 10 of them that have a 4K TV do not have the proper cables to get 4K. Now look at the PlayStation Pro. That was able to upscale. If anything, I think the dock that's going to come out with it, or whatever is going to be upscaling to 4K. I think it's still going to have 1080p, upscaling to 4K. Now, that being said, if they come out with a new console with the same type of cartridge disc, it must be able to go from the new console or the Pro console to the current console. You can't put out a new system and put a whole new bunch of games out when the Nintendo Switch right now is still selling like hotcakes. Most countries, they're still being sold out. They're still one of the hottest items on the market is the current Nintendo Switch. We're coming up to, 85 million, 90 million units sold. That's awesome. So why break that? Why change stuff? Why change anything or fix anything unless it's broke? This ain't the Wii U. This is proven not to be the Wii U. This is proven to be the best, awesome handheld hybrid home console you have ever seen. Now, even saying that, let's get on to something else. I don't think if they come out with a new console, I don't think they're going to put any more hard drive in it. No more than 32. They may beef it up to the 64 gigs, but I doubt it. I think that the micro SD cards are working for people. I think the micro SD cards is a very small, very smart idea because the simple fact, PS4, PS5, everything's got to be installed on your system. Digital, physical, install. It takes a shitload of space. So why would Nintendo do that? Unless you're going to go straight to digital downloading, which I know a lot of people prefer, but it's a bad idea to have consoles do straight digital downloading. You might say, well, I don't have to carry my disc, my cartridge around, I don't have to worry about being scratched. I go, yeah, that's perfectly fine. But if all video game companies went to digital download, you, the person that works at that game store that sells them, you no longer have a job because Nintendo and every other company went digital. And that's besides the point. Do I think that the Joy-Cons on Nintendo, the new Nintendo Switch, will still be there? I think yes. I think they'll be a bit bigger, and I don't think you'll have the broken D-pad. I think it will be a solid D-pad like you've seen on the NES, Super NES, and every other system. Do I think that they're going to include a headphone jack? Yeah. Do I think that they're going to glue the headphone jacks on the Pro controllers or the Joy-Con? No. So we're going to run into issues. And if they put the headphone jack where it currently is, which would not make sense because, yeah, in handheld mode would be awesome, but charging this thing would suck because right now I don't see a manual charge port on it. Again, this is just a prototype that was drawn up. Now, saying that, I don't think that the screen that they're going to have on it is going to be made by Samsung. I've seen that rumor going through the roof right now. Samsung is making this screen. To my latest knowledge and all the information I could find, Nintendo has partnered up with Sharp for their screens. Sharp is the ones that originally did the PSP and the Vita screens. So for them to do screens for the Nintendo Switch would definitely be easy. How big that they make it? If they make it any more bigger than the current Nintendo Switches, not Nintendo Lights, Nintendo Switches, I think it would be too big. That people are not going to want to carry it around as much. Because the screen itself is perfect. Even on the Nintendo Switch license, they're perfect. They're a lot bigger than the DS, 3DS, 2DS screens, which is awesome, which gives you a better clear cut. And I think that they're probably going to double the RAM that's in them. Right now we have 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is not much. Most shitty ass cell phones out today have more than 4 gigabytes of RAM in it. I think they'll beef it up to anywhere between 8 to 12 gigabytes. Right now, in the current market, that's actually going to be cheap. Do I think they're going to put in a bigger battery? They have no choice but to put in a bigger battery, especially if they put a 4K screen in it. If they have a 4K screen and the current battery in it, you'll get an hour or two in handheld mode. Because 4K screens do draw a lot of power. The more that's in your system, the more it's going to draw power. So, portable Nintendo Switch with a lot more guts underneath, well, just like a muscle car. Beautiful thing, sounds really good, but you step on that gas, you're burning that gas 3 times quicker. So we're going to knock that one on the park as well. It's again, these are all unconfirmed rumors that I'm talking about. This is everything. The only thing I can say concrete is Nintendo president and the North American president have came out and said they're not currently making a next gen console. We're just entering the halfway point of the Nintendo Switch Lite, and that when we do come out with a new console, a next gen console, there's got to be a gimmick, because Nintendo's always stuck with the gimmick. They came out and said, yeah, there will be a gimmick to it. Whatever it is it going to be a VR, an AR gimmick into it, which would be awesome. I know the current Nintendo Switch does VR, but it's missing so much to make that smooth. It is so rough, the current VR. It makes you nauseous. It makes you sick. So that could be the gimmick. We got Joy-Cons, VR, keeping up with the VR world. I don't see why not that Nintendo Switch apps can't make it onto either the new console that's supposed to be coming out or the current console. Either way, those do work. They do put numbers out for their apps. They do really well. Like, there's no reason why we can't get a Pokemon Go app. You're gonna see eventually 2 cameras on the back of your Nintendo Switch. Well, Pokemon Go can be played, especially on the Nintendo Lights. You walk around with them. I don't understand why that Mario Run or Animal Crossing Pocket or Fire Emerald, why they can't be on the current Nintendo Switch. It wouldn't be hard to reprogram that, changing some codes. Hopefully this is what I do see on the new one. And able to share more than 30 seconds. Like if you record a video on your Nintendo Switch that's up to an hour long, you can share that to YouTube You got the YouTube app that comes out on the Switch. We should be able to share it onto our current YouTube account. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see games in 4K yet. Just because 720p to 4K, they have to be able to run. So if it's going to be 4K, I want the docking system to upgrade it to 4K. I want the games, because right now 720 and 1080p is more than enough. You're not going to get, people want realistic, people want to keep Nintendo to keep up with Sony and Microsoft. There's no competition between them. Competition between Sony and Microsoft. Nintendo has never been a threat or a competition with them. They either do really good with their consoles or they do very poorly with their consoles, like the GameCube and the Wii U. Both were under market. The Wii took off. It sold 101 million units. Why can't this? So rumors are flying out. Until Nintendo says something concrete, take every rumor with a grain of salt. Don't boost yourself up hype and then be solely disappointed when Nintendo does now something. Just go with the flow right now. Don't boost yourself up. Take every rumor that you hear right now on social media platforms and the internet with a huge grain of salt. For now, this is the end of my video, and if there's any more rumors that you guys want me to talk to you guys about, drop it down in the comments below. I hope you like my videos. I hope you hit that like button. I do really appreciate it. Share this video with all your friends, family, your social media. To hit that subscribe button, hit it as many times as you can. Turn that notification bell on so you can get my latest videos and stay up to date with me. And drop down a comment below. Anything you want me to do a video on this certain Nintendo Switch item, on anything you want me to do, any reviews that you want me to do, just let me know in the comments below and I'll get you. This is Phoenix198720 saying I hope you guys have a good morning, a good evening, good afternoon. Peace.